Hello and welcome back to the Letterbox Podcast, the place where I share real letters from real people, just one letter at a time. Today's letter comes from someone who has chosen to remain anonymous. It's a letter about love, but not the kind of love that you might hope for. It's about what happens when you love someone really, really deeply, when there is care and connection, but the love doesn't always feel equal. Before I begin today's letter, I just want to say thank you so much to the writer for sharing this letter with us. She was telling me a bit more about herself and the relationship, and she really hopes that nobody has to go through what she's going through or feel the way that she does. But I know that she's not alone in this experience, and I know that this is something that really is quite common. If you too are in a relationship where you feel that maybe your love is not reciprocated in the way that you want it to be, I hope this letter makes you feel a little less alone. So here it is, today's letter. To the love of my life. There is a grief no one prepares you for. It's not the grief of losing someone, because how can you lose someone that was never yours to begin with? It is something quieter than that. Stranger. It is waking up every morning with the certainty that you are loved, yet carrying the unbearable knowledge that you will never be loved in the way your heart imagined. You belong to me, and somehow I belong nowhere in your future. How can two things be true at once? How can you be mine yet never truly mine? Perhaps that is the cruelest trick life has ever played on me. You call me every day. We speak until the moon grows tired of listening. We share stories no one else has heard, dreams we have never confessed aloud, fears we disguise as jokes. You know the rhythm of my laughter before it arrives. You know the silence that follows my tears. You hold the title of my boyfriend. Yet I stand outside the door of life I ache to enter, watching another version of you walk towards tomorrow. I wish your heart recognized me as the person it wanted to grow old beside. Not because I want to change you, not because I believe love should be earned, but because somewhere inside me lives a girl who cannot stop imagining what it would feel like if just once your heart reached mine the way mine has always reached for yours. You tell me you love me. I believe you. I know those words are real. But love wears many faces, doesn't it? Some love hold your hand while quietly looking towards another horizon. Some love stay because they care, not because they cannot imagine leaving. Some loves are gentle enough to keep you alive, yet never powerful enough to build a forever. And I have spent so long wondering whether I should be grateful for the love you can give or mourn the love you never could. I wish people understood how exhausting it is to love someone without resentment. How painful it is to look at the person you cherish most and never blame them for breaking your heart because they never promised you the version of themselves you keep mourning. The person I miss never existed. That is what makes this loneliness impossible to explain. I do not miss your touch. I missed the life my imagination built around it. I missed the future where you looked at me with certainty instead of effort. I miss conversations that never happened, anniversaries that will never arrive, children who will never inherit your smile or my stubbornness. I miss ordinary mornings that only exist inside my mind, where loving me wasn't something you were trying to do, it was simply who you were. Sometimes I think the universe made one small mistake. Not enough to keep us apart, just enough to keep us almost close enough to love each other, too far to become each other's home. If I could make one impossible wish, it would not be for a different life. It would be for a different heart. Not mine. Yours. A heart that instinctively found its way back to mine. A heart that saw me and whispered, "There you are." Without hesitation, without confusion, without trying to convince itself. Because if that heart existed, I would spend every lifetime choosing it. And perhaps that's the saddest confession I will ever make. I am not grieving the person standing in front of me. I'm grieving the version of you that lives only in my imagination. The one who would have chosen me as naturally as breathing. I love you. But some days I wonder if what aches the most is not losing you. It is knowing I will spend the rest of my life carrying the memory of someone who was never real. A future that never happened, a home that never existed. And somehow, that hurts more than any goodbye ever could. Thank you so much again to our writer of today's letter. Although she's chosen to remain anonymous, you can actually go and follow her faceless Instagram account, which I will tag in the show notes. And to anybody who maybe does see themselves a little bit in that letter, I hope this letter reminds you that your feelings really are worth listening to as well. Thank you again for listening to the Letterbox Podcast. It really does make me so happy that you are here. If you haven't already, I would absolutely love for you to press that follow button and then telling somebody else about the podcast, somebody who hasn't heard about it yet, but that you think would enjoy it. It does so much to send these letters all over the world. I know that you are already doing an amazing job at that. So please keep sharing and telling other people about it. And of course, if you have a letter of your own that you would like to share, then you can find the email in the show notes. So drop me a message and I would happily tell you more about it. But until next time, look after yourselves. I'm sending you so much love. And thank you again for listening to the Letterbox Podcast.